The biggest sporting event of the year, the Super Bowl. As many across the country grabbed those snacks and held parties with friends and family, there were major storylines surrounding the AFC and NFC champs. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs tried to become the first team in history to three-peat. The back-to-back Super Bowl champs are the first team ever to make it back to the big game with a chance to win a third straight title. Standing in their way, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and the Philadelphia Eagles. What a scintillating start to this year's ACC tournament here at Spectrum Center. Cedric Derecho with 24/7 Sports. Syracuse men's basketball has just taken the court. The 14-seeded Orange taking on the 11th-seeded Seminoles of Florida State. This is a matchup that the Seminoles won earlier this year by 16 points. The Orange, a season full of ups and downs, finishing just 7-13 in ACC play. But when it comes to this ACC tournament, everybody starts at 0-0. We saw a 10 seed win the whole thing last year with NC State. Can Syracuse be that Cinderella team this year? Can they find their slipper? We'll find out next. I'm here at Spectrum Arena where Syracuse men's basketball just defeated Florida State 66-62. It came down to the wire and the ball was in the hands of J.J. Starling late. 27 points tonight, scoring 11 of the team's final 12 points. He did it all in the clutch. Some big buckets down the stretch. And without him, SU probably doesn't advance. But instead, in Leonard Hamilton's last game as the Seminole head coach, it's Syracuse who lives to fight another day.
Syracuse 10-0 run to open up the game is significant. So, Cedric, tell us what made the opening run so special.
So not only did they have one 10-0 run, they had two straight runs of 10 consecutive goals, something the Orange did not do all of last season. So a lot of optimism for the offense going forward. Kyle?
Thank you, Cedric.
Upstate Medical Arena lies in the heart of downtown Syracuse. The fans are gathered here on a Friday night to cheer on their favorite team, the AHL Syracuse Crunch. As the team takes the ice, local historian Bob Searing reminds us that the Crunch's home is a fascinating place.
It has been a place for gathering, for frivolity, for festivities. A lot of beer spilled on that floor.
And when the Crunch score, the energy here is electric. Just listen.
You go in that building 75 years, right? Whether it was all the concerts or it was the hockey games or the basketball, you know, it's a building where you feel the ghosts and the history. And there just aren't a lot of buildings like that anymore.
The Crunch's arena is part of the Onondaga War Memorial, a historic landmark here in Syracuse.
It has housed anything from professional basketball, Syracuse Nationals, an NBA team.
At the arena, there is a wall dedicated to the Nationals. From 1951 until 1963, the NBA Syracuse Nationals called the Onondaga War Memorial home. Their pinnacle of success came in 1955 when they won the NBA championship. In the post-war years, the economic boom created a demand for more professional sports teams in Syracuse. Danny Biasone, an Italian immigrant who moved to Syracuse at 10 years old, paid $5,000 to franchise a new team in the then National Basketball League. At the War Memorial, the Nationals thrilled fans with their innovative brand of basketball, establishing the 24-second shot clock in 1954 that brought popularity back to the game. The stadium also played host to other big events.
The 1961 All-Star Game, which was an incredible affair, 153 for the West, 131 for the East, very much like the NBA of today. Very little defense. All the greats, Will Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Oscar Robertson wins the MVP, all in that building. So a lot of incredible things have gone on inside those hallowed halls.
Today, there is a large mural downtown where the Nationals' memory lives on. Hall of Famer Dolph Schayes is featured alongside Earl Lloyd, the NBA's first black player. At the nearby Onondaga Historical Museum, there are displays dedicated to Syracuse's vibrant sports history and culture. If you look closely at these walls, you'll even see a young Jim Boeheim. An exhibit here titled Suits Up features uniforms from all of Syracuse's pro sports teams over the years, including this incredible piece, an original warm-up jacket from the Syracuse Nationals. The Nationals played their last game at the War Memorial in 1963 before being sold and moved to Philadelphia, being renamed the 76ers. Other attractions at the War Memorial included championship boxing, featuring world champion Carmen Basilio from nearby Canastota, and hockey teams preceding the Crunch. The Syracuse Stars and later on the Syracuse Blazers also called the War Memorial home. In 1994, the Syracuse Crunch were established. Throughout its history, the War Memorial has always been a unique place.
I think that the community is really proud of that building. I mean, I've been to arenas all over North America. I am, confident in saying there is not another building like the War Memorial here in Onondaga County. And so I think it's a real point of pride.
Despite all the changes in sports teams over time, the core purpose of the War Memorial remains unchanged. Displays honor the memory of veterans, and a military museum is on site. Both heroes and champions have called this sacred place home. And with the Crunch game being decided in a shootout, this loyal Syracuse sports fan base is still as electric as ever. Cedric Derecho, NCC Sports.